What is up, my Majin Buu crew? It's your boy, King Majin, coming back at you guys with another video. And today, I will be doing What If Deku Had the Nine Tails Part 2. If you haven't seen the original part, link in the description down below, and there will be a playlist for this, so yeah. Well, like goal for this video will be, if you guys want another part, it will be 100 likes within 24 hours. No. Too high. How about, 80 likes within 24 hours. So yeah, there you go. And without further ado, let's get into the video. What is Deku at the Nine Tails, Part 2. Deku will be in his room after meeting with All Might and almost being almost being captured by the sludge villain. He'll be in his room thinking about what he's gonna do for training for the next 10 months. He would then enter his mindscape to speak to Kurama. Deku will ask Kurama what are they gonna do, and Kurama would say, I remember hearing about a beach a while back. We can go train there. It should be a good place for you to practice chakra control. And Deku would say yeah. So Deku would go to sleep and he would prepare to head to Deku Beach tomorrow. He would then prepare and then he would head out to Deku Beach. He'll be at Deku Beach and he would see how much trash is there. And Kurama would then appear out of nowhere, surprising Deku and saying, you're going to need to clean up all this if you want to get to the real mean potatoes. He wouldn't say mean potatoes, I'm just saying mean potatoes, but yeah. Deku would then look at Kurama saying, you're so small and cute. And Kurama would say, don't you ever call me cute. And Deku would say, but you, and Kurama would then cut him off, looking at Deku with eyes that you know will happen if you say I'm cute again. And Deku would then back down. But then they would both hear someone. No, two people in the distance talking. This will be Mirio and All Might. Since All Might never picked Deku as his successor, it will be Mirio instead, and he will be on the beach with Mirio, preparing to transfer One for All to him. But first, he would have to clean the beach like Deku did in the original canon. They will both see this, and Deku would say, how about we leave them alone? And Kurama would say, isn't he like your favorite hero? And Deku would say, yeah, but he seems busy. But Kurama would say, let's go over and talk to them. And Deku would say, no, but Kurama would then keep walking. It would then walk saying hi to Mirio and All Might. They'll be shocked saying, why is there a talking fox here? And Deku would be like, we shouldn't have done this, they'll find out. And Kurama would then say, it's my quirk. And All Might would then look at him for a second, and then he would think about Principal Nozu. And he would say, oh, hello. How are you doing today? And Deku would say hi, with Kurama saying hi as well. And All Might would then look at Deku, and he would say, I remember you. You're the kid who held off the sludge villain. And Deku would say, oh, you remember me, All Might? And All Might would say, yes. You're Izuku, right? And Deku would say, yes. And then they will all be talking, and All Might will find out that they're both here to train, and that Kurama is basically Deku's mentor. And Kurama would then offer the suggestion, how about all four of us train together? And All Might would be hesitant about this because he doesn't want them to find about One for All, but he would then allow it. So for the next, month, Izuku and Mirio will be training on the beach. They will become pretty close. With them being, I already said pretty close. This would be the time when their serious training would start. And Kurama would say, it's time to get serious, kid. With All Might saying, you as well, young young Togeda. And Mirio would say, yes, All Might. And he would make a dumb joke or something after this, with everyone not laughing. But they would then begin. All Might would transfer over his quirk to Mirio, and he would then explain to... He would then explain to Izuku and Kurama about his quirk. Over this month, they would have built trust with one another, but Deku and Kurama wouldn't have told All Might about their situation yet. So they would know about All Might's abilities, but All Might wouldn't know about theirs. After this, they would begin sparring with Mirio versus All Might, and Deku versus Kurama. Kurama will be teaching him a variety of jutsu he remembers as well. So, and this time, these two, Mirio and Deku, would spar a few times with Mirio coming on top because of his experience and One For All strength. So yeah. 9 months later, their training would have been complete with, well, them being extremely powerful. They would have fought a few times after this 9 months, and the fights would have been less in Mirio's favor. The majority of them would have been won by Mirio in the beginning, but afterwards, Deku would have started winning a lot more of the fights, so yeah. In this time, Deku would have greatly improved. He would have mastered the Rasengan, being able to do it with one arm, even pushing to the giant Rasengan as long as he has Shadow Clone with him, and mastering the Vanishing Rasengan. So yeah. He will also perfect his Wind Gale Palm and his Fireball Jutsu to much greater heights, even combining them together and creating the Great Fire Dragon Jutsu, something of his own creation. He will also ask Kurama about Medical Ninjutsu, so he will also learn that as well. And he would also learn the Summoning Jutsu, and he would summon a toad called Gamakichi Jr. This will be one of Gamakichi's really, his great-great-grandchildren, so yeah. And Flying Raijin. This one will be a lot more difficult for Deku, but he'll be able to at least teleport once throwing the kunai. And that will leave him pretty drained, because he still hasn't perfected it to, Minato levels of skill. So yeah. And he would have increased his number of Shadow Clones, originally being only able to make 2, but now being able to make 6 of them at once. He will have also begun to master more of Kurama's chakra, being able to take it a lot better. He would have been able to push himself to 3 tails and been in perfect control. But when it comes to 4 tails, Deku will be sorely lacking in control. He can only focus on one target, and if his emotions got too out of whack, it would have become a real problem. All Might and Mirio and Kurama would have taken him down a few times when he lost control, with All Might wondering about his power even more, but not asking, because he thinks it's just an energy-based quirk. And in this time, he would have really spammed Shadow Clones. So, with Kurama's chakra and everything, he would have been able to make at least hundreds of Shadow Clones, going into at least hundreds in the normal chakra mode, just tapping into Kurama's chakra, and into the 500s when using the 3 tails. The 3 tails chakra cloak, that is. So yeah. Mirio would have been great. His body would have already been passed what All Might wanted for the quirk, when Deku trained for 10 months to make his body ready for it, so yeah. And since he did extra training, he would have taken One For All a lot better than Deku. That's all I have to say. Being able to use 50% of One For All after these 10 months, and being able to use 60 if he pushed himself. So yeah. After this, the training would complete, and All Might would say, "I hope you pass, young Midoriya," and Deku would say, "I hope so too." Mirio would say, "Get lucky, Zuko," and Deku would say, "Thanks," running off. He would then be at UA looking through the gate and taking a deep breath, then walking. He would then see Bakugo there, with Bakugo just glaring at him. It would say, "Hi, Kachan," with Bakugo just walking away. And Deku, he would still understand why Bakugo, he wouldn't understand why Bakugo's so mad that he has a quirk. Or to Bakugo, he thinks it's a quirk. Well, you guys get what I'm trying to say, so, yeah. After this, he would walk in, still meeting Ochako Uraraka, tripping like usual with her having to save him, because he's still nervous. Events in this, it's been a year since he got, it's been basically 2 years since he got Kurama, or the Nine Tails, so I don't think his confidence would have changed that much. He would have actually become more confident, but he would still be similar to Izuku Midoriya in canon. He'll be around Season 4 personality Izuku Midoriya. So yeah. After this, they would talk for a bit, and then they would head into the lecture hall. Deku would be sitting next to Bakugo, with Bakugo just sighing out of annoyance. And President Mike would then explain the villains, and Ida would say, "You haven't explained this one. This is a failure of UA," and all that. And he would say that one's just something to get in your way. And Ida would say, "Thank you," sitting back down. After this, they would head to Training Ground Beta, I believe, and they would prepare to go in. Deku would see Ochako over there and prepare to talk to her, but Ida would then get in his way, saying, "Are you trying to distract her? You can see that she's trying to focus over there." And Deku would say, "Sorry, I didn't know." At this time, President Mike would be explaining everything, talking to all the kids again, and the gate would start to open. Kurama would say, "Once the gate's fully open, run in, Izuku." And Deku would say, and Kurama would say, "Shut up and do as I say." And Deku would say, "Sure." He would then run in the moment the gates open. Ida and Ochako would be left stunned, saying, "How unsportsmanlike." And President Mike would say, "That kid's got the right idea. There are no countdowns in real battles," with everyone running in right after Izuku. Deku would be running in, taking down 1, 2, and 3 pointers like it was nothing. He would create shadow clones using he would use Fireball, Gale Palm, and just punching through robots, sending his shadow clones to get more points for him. Everyone would be wondering how many quirks does this guy have, and all they would be thinking is, that kid's probably gonna win. And yeah, after this, the zero-pointer robot would then make itself known with Ochako being stuck underneath rubble, and Deku going to save her. He would then see the rubble on top of her, creating a shadow clone, kicking the rubble off her, throwing her to the shadow clone, telling him to run. He would then go up against the zero-pointer robot alone. At this time, he would then shoot fireballs at it. This would be doing good damage, but it wouldn't be enough. He would then add a Gale Palm to it, creating the Great Fire Dragon Jutsu. This would cause the robot to fall, destroying most of its body and causing it to tip over towards Izuku. As the robot's falling, Deku would then prepare a giant Rasengan with a shadow clone. He would build up energy and build it up, jumping into the air with a shadow clone, running on the robot's body as it's falling, using chakra control to stick to the robot. He would then hit the robot in the face with the giant Rasengan, screaming it at the top of his lungs, sending the zero-pointer robot flying, and causing the shadow clone to poof. After this, he would then jump off building to building, landing safely. Everyone would be so shocked by this. Deku would then run over to Ochako, seeing that his shadow clone dispersed after he got her somewhere safe. Ochako would be left in awe about how incredible that was, and she would say, "Thank you." And Deku would say, "Are you okay?" And she would say, "My ankle hurts a bit." Deku would then hold his hand, catching a type of green energy, making Ochako think, "What are you doing?" And Deku would say, "I can heal you." And she would say, "You can?" He would then heal Ochako, with her saying, "Thank you, my ankle feels much better now." And he would be prepared to walk off, hearing the bell signifying that the test is over. And she would say, "Wait, what's your name?" And Deku would say, "Izuku Midoriya." "You?" "Ochako Uraraka." And afterwards, they would then leave. Afterwards, Deku would then leave. Time would pass. Deku would be in his room, contemplating did he pass. And Kurama would say, "If you didn't pass, no one did, kid." And Deku would thank Kurama for this. He would then look at his door, and his mom would bring the letter from UA, like in canon. He would then open it up, seeing a hologram of All Might appear. He would say, "Young Midoriya, you really shocked me today. It was incredible. You got the highest amount of villain points and hero points UA has ever seen, having 295 villain points and 120 rescue points. And I'm going to say, welcome to the Hero Academia, young Midoriya." And Deku would be crying, with Kurama popping in front of him, saying, "You did well, kid, but know this is only the beginning." And Deku would then stop crying and say, "Yeah, there's a long way to go, but I'm ready." And that's it for the video, you guys. If you guys like this video, if you guys really enjoy the series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to King Majin. Really, I could really use it. More likes and comments means that I make videos a lot faster and I know what you guys want, so yeah. Seriously, if this video gets to 80 likes within 24 hours, part 3 is guaranteed, so yeah. Well, anyway, I'm rambling on here. This has been King Machin telling you again to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Signing out. Peace.